Welcome to Advisors on Growth. I'm your host, Derek Colin. In today's episode, we have a special guest, Jorge Vazquez. He is the CEO of Greystone Investment Group. How are you?
Good, and you, my friend? How are you?
Awesome. So, Jorge, tell me, how does your role fit into the bigger picture over at Greystone? Give me some background. How did you become, the CEO? How did it all get started?
So awesome question, man. I started as a financial advisor years ago, and a lot of the clients that I had under wealth management said to me, Only if I knew how to invest in real estate." I just came up with the idea of how can I present this same education that we get on 401ks, 529 plans, the basic stuff most people know into real estate. And that's how I started about 25 years ago. I took a lot of the clients I had in the banking industry, and they started investing with me in real estate.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Was real estate always like your go-to when it comes to investments, or when you like your investment thesis? What is it, all real estate, or is there other different types of niches or industries you go after?
As a matter of fact, I invest in crypto and stuff like that. But I
Okay.
bought my first property when I was 20. When I was 18, I knew I needed to have good credit. When I was 19, I was telling my uncle, I told my whole family, if you're selling a property, let me know because I want to buy a property. And at 20, my uncle is saying, hey, I need to upgrade. Nephew, you want it? I was like, yes, whatever you could do for me. And we
Yeah.
worked out a deal. I was actually stayed in the company I was working with for 2 years, bought the property, zero down, got cash back. And I was like, wow, this is too easy. That's when I
Yeah.
started. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Did you form the company on your own? Do you have partners? Do you have people that advise you as well, that work with you?
So yeah, I was after I bought my first property, I was a licensed financial advisor for like 5 years. I went into banking for a little bit because I wanted to understand the lending side of things and stuff like that. Plus, I didn't have a lot of money to keep buying. And then after that, yes, I met a lot of wholesalers. I had a lot of mentors that were millionaires. So I started mentoring, with a couple of mentors and stuff like that early on. Yes.
Or are you a solopreneur? Or is it just you in the industry, just you and your company?
Yeah, no, actually, I've had a few partners throughout the years. As a matter of fact, the first time around when I opened up my first company, I was thinking, man, if I could add the financial stuff plus real estate all in house, I'm gonna kill it. Because I really enjoy helping people with 401k planning and 529 planning. So I was like, man, if I could do both, that would be amazing. So my first company was called BNB Real Estate Associates and Financial Specialists, where we try to do everything. My
Mm.
ex-wife was the broker, and I was a licensed financial advisor. Then I took a couple of partners, and that was around for like 10 years. And then I went bankrupt
Mm.
2007, 2008. I lost every property that I had. I had like 22 homes, lost everything. Lost my
Mm.
marriage too because of the stress, of course, going through all of that. At that moment, I owed my partners $500,000. So it was a tough
Mm.
situation. But then after that, I rebuilt, opened up the company again, picked up some investors, and now I've been doing it for another 15 years successfully with
That's
partners.
good.
Now I own 80% of the company because most of my partners were in it to duplicate their money, and that was it. They didn't want to have a lifestyle business, and I did. I realized that recently, like, man, I like this. What am I gonna do if I sell?
Yeah.
Because I felt like for the longest, a lot of the other CEOs that I knew and very successful people would say, no, you don't want a lifestyle business. So for the longest, I thought that was a mistake. But not necessarily. Depending on how much you love the industry, and if you see yourself doing this forever, then it might not be a bad thing.
Yeah. 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 Definitely. That's really cool. So it sounds like you're passionate about what you do and how you help people, especially leading back into your earlier company where you help them and you identify better means of investing with 401k, etc. So that's always a good thing. So what major shifts are you currently seeing in your industry right now?
So fast money in real estate is becoming tougher and tougher,
Hmm.
where you could buy a flip and flip it, or you could buy a short-term rental and rent the property for a weekend and make $3,000. I mean, it's going back to the marathon where you have to buy long term. So as long as you think long term, you stress test your properties, you have a realistic goal, you're gonna kill it. Anybody that is trying to become rich tomorrow is gonna hit themselves against the wall because it's a very rough market right now. Very difficult to do.
Yeah. Especially with your comeback story, if nobody actually listens and takes your advice. Because I mean, you had what, 20 properties, you lost it all. Your ex-wife, she left you, and you had to start all over again. And then 15 plus years later, now you're back in the game, and you're probably doing it 10 times bigger and better than you did before because you learned from all of the lessons, the hardships.
Let me tell you something, man. It felt like no disrespect to the soldiers, but it felt like I went to Iraq back
Uh,
in 2007, 8, 9, and 10 with the collapse of everything. Nobody had a job. I remember I was working 45 short sales and didn't get one phone call a year. I didn't sell one property in 2 years. The market was insanely hard. But I want to give a lot of credit to my wife. Picked me up poor. And I said to her, I know how to make this happen, honey. You're gonna
yeah,
have, if you're okay with, we're gonna do house hacking. We're gonna live in the hood a few times, but I promise you I have the plan. And she bought the plan, thank God. She bought the
yeah,
plan. And that's how we got back. House hacking and
yeah.
hustling, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Your current wife or your ex? Your current?
My current wife, yeah.
Current. Gotcha. Okay.
Just in
Awesome.
case she looks at the only wife I should ever have. Just in case she flashes this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Your last, for sure.
Well, I've seen phony medias that say, "Oh, here's my current wife," and the ladies reacting to that, they like get so upset, So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
it.
no, no. Yeah, your life partner for sure.
Yes, my partner is as the person that I was meant to be, and
Yeah,
I'm blessed, super
that's
blessed.
good, man. That's good. So, how has, certain trends impacted your business or growth strategy, whether it's tech, the administration, or tariffs, or AI? Let's talk about that.
It's very interesting. I mean, I think it was scary. We were like, we have no idea what's gonna happen. The government got involved and rescued pretty much everybody. Everybody got a $50,000 check. That helped tremendously. But believe it or not, COVID-19 was a blessing on disguise because it supercharged something that we had already started doing, which it was hiring BAs. So we have BAs from all over the world. Okay. But and I've had BAs for 20 years. Well, the legacy BA is not the same as the modern BA. The legacy BA was barely spoke English and the tech wasn't there to really feel like they were here with you. Now the new BA is practically as available any other employee. So what happened with COVID-19? I have huge salaries. Looking at my employees, huge salaries not coming to the office, and then I'm looking at my virtual assistants, which they had PhDs and all of these things, and I'm paying a fraction of it. And I'm like, okay, so my local team is not at the office for a week, for a month, for 2 months, and I'm seeing like my business is not collapsing, right? In really having that realization that, wow, I don't really need physical people. I don't need
Yeah.
hardly any physical people. So COVID-19, very tough, scary. Government helped a lot. Rents were going up drastically. I was selling properties. The minute the people got over it, they were a home board, so they were buying properties. So it was actually a really good time for us. But it was a good time where we went full force with VAs. So that was a big change for us. When it comes to AI, we used to have a huge marketing team, like 5 people. Now there's like me and somebody else. And we're actually writing 10 times more articles than we used to do before. We have a system where we're syndicating social media posts to like 20 different platforms. So we reach out to like 200,000 people. We also have a database of 40,000 people. So I've always been, I went to school for computers early on. So I've always been ahead. So I started, messing with Chat GPT 1 from the beginning and pushing the boundaries. So when it comes to marketing, you could, as long as you educate your AI on, and then you give the right commands, like just to give an example, write an article that is going to be picked up by AI as well. So it has to be has special codes within the article that AI is going to say, okay, this is relevant. Terrace hasn't affected us too much when we deal with investors because our usual investors now worry about whether the gallon of milk is $4 or $6. They're actually in a different, and I'm talking about what we do as a company, right? Which our niche client comes in with $200,000-$300,000. We haven't seen the impact of that, and yeah, we've been fine with that. I think that we've gotten more international buyers and people interested in investing in Florida. A big change. Canadians were completely gone, and even though some of them don't like Trump, they're starting to come back into US as well. So more international investors, I would say.
Yeah. And then you have some that are migrating from the East Coast over down to it's already on that East Coast, but they're migrating from New York City to Florida, right? Yeah, and they're transitioning their lives and their businesses are like opening up, even in Texas too. We got big tech that's got data plants in Dallas, Texas, and then you got real estate and investor type companies that are expanding into Miami and Florida and Tampa and all kinds of areas. But a lot of them are coming from New York City, especially right now.
So brother, it's the perfect storm, right? So you have
Yeah,
all of that happening, plus the area that I'm in, Tampa Bay, is excellent because it's not overpriced like Miami.
yeah,
It's not tourist only type of job like Orlando. You don't rely on just the tourism. Tampa is super diversified from beach to tourism to everything. The city of champions because you have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you have the Lightning, you have the Rays. I mean, everything that you want in a big city is in Central Florida. So, yes, I mean we have people keep moving here.
yeah.
Still a great, still opportunity, still properties at 200, 150, 170. You can find them still. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it seems like when like especially in New York, if something isn't going right there in the economy, people want to leave. Creates opportunities, and it's good opportunity for them to, actually live the life that they want to live and be free from high taxes and stuff like that.
I don't, I don't know if they want to live now with the New York Knicks. They probably, hey,
Yeah, yeah.
my boy Jose Alvarado there. That's
Yeah.
that's my team.
Oh, cool, cool. Yeah, man. I mean, at least you're an optimist. You see things differently. Sometimes I've had calls with people that don't like certain things in the administration or what's going on in certain areas, but at least, you can capitalize on the opportunity, which will help the economy and help other people's lives, especially if they're traveling from one place to the next so that they can help their families. So it's always a good thing. It's not
Yeah,
always a tragedy.
I don't say I'm Republican. I don't say I'm Democrat. I believe in the muscle, right? One and to keep us straight. We go right a little bit, and then we go left a little bit, and that's what makes us perfect, right? A little bit of red tape, a little bit of less tape, depending on some areas where needed, and that's really what makes it America. But politics is that's gonna happen for the rest of eternity. You can't worry about that. You gotta be you, and you gotta make your business work on any
Yeah,
cycle.
yeah, definitely. And did we discuss AI? Is AI a major factor in when it comes to your business and what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've done at least 4,000 transactions, and mind you, before being a broker, I was a wholesaler for 10 years. In 1 year alone, I assigned 100 properties to a company a hedge fund in New York. I was also the premier agent for Blackstone Invitation Homes. So I work directly with Blackstone. So I have 1,000 different transactions that I've done. I've done the most complex transactions that you could think of. Okay. And
Mhm.
so I have a lot of knowledge. It was very hard for me to put that into articles. With AI is 10,000 times better. And that's why right now I was giving the team the news that if you Google investors, real estate investors in Florida, we're the number one in the world right now. So that was all AI. Now, some companies want AI to write generic stuff for you and fail. And the right smart companies use AI as a tool, but you put original content into it rather than the AI to clean it, fix it. But it's better if you get on the audio with AI and say, you know what just happened today, and you create your articles based on that.
Yeah, yeah. You provide that the human touch, if you will, because it's not always accurate. So you gotta add in more value from a human perspective
No,
and
Derek,
about your story.
if you're taking information from the internet if you're telling the AI, you do the thing 100%, all you're doing is shuffling information that already exists
Yeah,
in the universe. So you're not bringing any value. And
yeah,
you can see it, I mean, direct correlation when you tell AI, do it 100%, or when there's the DNA of you in it, where it goes.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Definitely gotta implement that human DNA into things because we got the magic touch for sure. So what's working well for you right now for Greystone Investment Group, and what's been frustrating?
So I think what's working really good for us is being able to master this thing of having AIs, virtual assistants. I call it the virtual assistant 2.0 because we actually have personally go to places like India ourselves and meet these people in person. So if you're thinking of using virtual assistants, it's more than just finding somebody in India and putting them to work. It's like vetting them, go to the country, get to know them, work with them, train them, and then make them. It's an investment, but that's the right way of doing that. We're as close as to them as we've been close to any other employees, and they're our family. So that's one thing that's working very well. Us as a company, we have 4 pillars. We have wholesaling, management, lending, and the brokerage. The one struggling the most is the brokerage because we always knew it was going to be like a loose leader because it's hard to compete with Coldwell Banker or any of those. Coldwell Banker, you got to be practically a college campus. You have to provide education in order to justify the 50-50 in a lot of branding. Who can
Yeah,
compete with that? Nobody. But and when it comes to discounted brokerages, like People's Choice. You pay $1 per closing, but they got 10,000 agents. You can't compete with that either. So
yeah,
you're left in the middle with the niche. What we decided to do is we're gonna run this loose leader because we want to be able to pick up local talent. And the way that we work our brokerage is we don't care about your retail, but can you be boots on the ground for our investors? Are you
hmm,
an investor yourself? So even though agent might only do one sale and I might collect $500 of an office fee on the retail side, I've seen the same agent bring us a deal. We close it and we each make $50,000. We assign it to an investor. That's the part that's been the most challenge is making that brokerage part become profitable. And I don't even know how anybody that runs a brokerage, a moms and pops brokerage, makes it happen. I just
yeah,
don't. I look at the business plan a lot of times and I don't know.
yeah. There's always that broker tax you got to get involved as the intermediary. So, are those certain metrics that you're looking on in terms of improving, passive or active, within your business and your organization? Things that you would like to see improved?
So yeah, I mean, we're not right now. When you think about it, we're investors managing for investors. So I told you about the 4 different pillars.
Right.
Everything really is the funnel to PM. So we feel that we're about 500 properties right now. When I get to 1,000, we charge 10%. The client keeps 90. So we're like partners with our clients, right? we know what makes an investment work, what doesn't. And we want to continue growing that because that's our cash flow, right? Just like a investor wants to own 10 homes, I want to manage 1,000 because I'm only
Yeah.
making 10% of each. But knocking wood, thank God, just with the income we get from property management, we don't have to sell nothing. So it allows us to have a better lifestyle, don't feel the pressure of paying the bills.
Yeah.
More importantly, be able to advise unbiasedly to the clients. So that way, because it's part of it, right? When you amount so many properties, clients are gonna come to you, they're gonna say, "Can you find me a property?" But now you can say, "Well, take your time to hear this." We put a business plan together and we say, "This might be a good fit for you. This might not be a good fit for you," and we could walk away from it without feeling like, "Man, we lost some income there."
Yeah. So with the four pillars, right, and 500 plus properties, and you're looking to double that in size, when does someone like a founder or an investor typically pull you into the equation if an issue arises?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
We are super picky when it comes to SOPs and running our company like an enterprise. And I've been blessed enough to hire people like my vice president and a couple of the guys under me that come from corporate America, that come from high level management positions. And everything we do has to be the equivalent to S&P 500 companies. So we have SOPs, we have KPIs for the clients, we have our quarterly loss and profit meetings. So the same way we have a process when it comes to escalation. So it goes from team leader, supervisor, manager, vice president, president.
Yeah.
Never gets to me, only 1% of the time. But when it gets to me, I'm pretty much legal, and I love the legal part of it. And one of our owners is a lawyer, minority, but he's always there for us as well.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, you got to have the standard operating procedures in place and things of that nature. So with all these properties, you mentioned property management, etc. Do you work with human resources when it comes to employee and management? How do you manage those side of things? Or talent acquisition? If you're scaling to 500 plus, 1,000 properties is a lot. Or do you need talent acquisition? Do you bring in people are you hiring rapidly? Are you expanding? Are you duplicating yourself?
I'm gonna give
There's
you
a lot
some
of questions, but
but I'm not gonna give the whole thing because eventually I'm gonna do a franchise, and I don't want to give all the whole recipe completely.
okay.
But we have right now about 20 people, not local, 20 people in the role. So 20 people,
Fractionally.
like virtual, 20.
Okay. Yeah.
Super well trained. Some of these guys train for 6 months before they take a portfolio. And then when it comes to boots on the ground, think of like Uber. So we have young guys all over the state where we go, hey, we need to do inspections. And what that yields in a summary is everybody. So we have one property manager per every 50 properties. So somebody always picks up the phone. Industry standard is like 100, 150 per property manager. So we cut that in half. And then also when it comes to inspections, we do 2 inspections a year versus most companies say they do inspections. And you can never find inspection documentation. So
Do you have your own maintenance as well?
yeah.
If there's a plumbing issue or
So we have this software called Appfolio, one of the number one software for property managers. And then
oh yeah, I'm familiar.
we onboard vendors. Since we've been doing it for a long time, we just keep onboarding vendors. We onboard 10, we fire 7, keep the best 3. And it's a recycling process like that. I own also 30-something properties on my own, 36, outside of Greystone. I own some short-term rentals, long-term rentals. I also own another company that does rehab. So I also do that. And I opened up that company because of the need of Greystone, of having a good vendor. Greystone's my main company, but I own other companies as well.
Okay, awesome. Well, I mean, it sounds like you're definitely expanding 500 plus more properties in addition to what you already have. And boots on the ground, you're definitely going to need more people. If I'm ever in your area, maybe I can help you out. Just kidding.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, you mentioned the goal of the business is to get to 1,000. That's amazing. And I know you're going to do it, especially with your track record and, your life partner and everyone that's involved that's helping you and get to that next level. You're definitely going to do it because you've already proved it. So it's just a matter of time. And and you'll get there soon. And I believe the economy will stabilize and things will get better. So Jorge Vazquez, ladies and gentlemen, Advisors on Growth, thank you for tuning in. He is the CEO of Greystone Investment Group, the #1 in the world. If you Google him, you can check him out. That is greystoneig.com. GreystoneinvestmentGroup.com, ladies and gentlemen. And if you want to check out Jorge's profile, he's listed on LinkedIn. So make sure you give him a search. Thanks for watching, and thank Jorge.
Thank you.